Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Kurt Zanelotti, the president of Contract Carpet Systems. Kurt, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Kemp. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to talk to you. So we've got some big news we're running today. Contract Carpet Systems, your company, is one of the companies, one of the brands with Diverzify. So that's big news. We'll get to some of the details on that in a minute. I thought we'd run through a little background. Your company, Contract Carpet Systems, got started in 76. Actually, your dad started it up in the Washington, D.C. area. He was a policeman up there. This was a side business for him. And you're the youngest child of 6. You had gone to college, come back. You had some aspirations to be in political advertising, and that wasn't working out for you. So you went back to Dad and started working with him. And you've really grown this business. Your wife, Gail, who's a retired school teacher, you're part of Carpet One and StarNet, and you're also the Alan Greenberg Award winner. About 90% of your business is commercial. Is that right?
That's all correct. If I didn't know any better, I would think that you were J. Edgar Hoover with all that information stored up on me.
Well, you know, you and I hit it off at a dinner at Carpet one time, and I've been a friend of yours ever since. I've been looking forward to this interview. You know, obviously, we've all been going through COVID. We all thought the end of the world was here in April. Tell us how business has been for you this year.
Well, COVID hit and raised its head in February and hit us in March, and we hunkered down initially. We only closed for a couple weeks, and then we got back up because we were an essential business, and we've carried on forward. We're off a little bit this year, still profitable though, and that was our goal when all this hit. The mandate was let's A, stay in business, and B, let's make a profit. So we're where we need to be at this point in time.
It's been a tough year, hasn't it?
You know, it hasn't been easy, not just business-wise, but even with employees and their mental health, as it were, you know, wondering what's going to happen day to day.
So as you look at the way the year is going to end up, you'll be down some from where you were in 19?
We'll be down a little bit, but I think from what I've heard and people I've talked to, I think where we are represents pretty much where everybody across the board, at least in our area, how things are shaking out.
Okay. All right, let's talk about this Diverzify. First off, just real quick, most people know Diverzify has been out for the last 18 months or so doing the same kind of thing. You're in the Washington, D.C. area, but the other companies, they bought Kenny Floor Covering, they bought Randy Wise, R.D. Wise Company, they bought Floors by Beckers, they bought CTS, Collaborative Turnkey Solutions, they bought High Performance Flooring, Lane's Floor Covering and Interiors, and now they've done this deal and bringing all these brands together. So it's a bit of a consolidation, isn't it, in the business?
It is. So this opportunity with Diverzify came along. After looking at it, I knew that our companies aligned philosophically and financially. We have a complementary culture. We've always been a well-financed, profitable company, and that invested our income back into our business, and they do as well. Yeah. So it seemed to be a good fit for us.
Uh-huh. One of their plans, I say a minute ago they bought, it's actually, I guess, a hybrid of bought, because generally the leader in the business stays in the business. And is that the structure with you as well?
Yes. So I am going to stay. As you know, I brought in Ed Gorey a few years ago, right, and he's been my EVP and right-hand man, and he's actually going to step in and run the business day-to-day, which he's been doing for the last couple of years, and I am going to stay on and keep my fingers in it for the next couple of years and make sure things are run the way they need to be run and the people stay happy.
Yeah, like most companies, the leader of the business has most of the relationship, so I understand how important that is. You know, when you were thinking about the succession plans, you know, it's no secret that at one time you looked at F5, that public offering that was being pulled together with Mike Patton, and now you've chosen this route. Tell us a little bit how you ended up choosing this route.
We're a 43-year-old second-generation company, and this merger will guarantee the continuity of CCS for many years. So both of my grown children live out of the area, and they have successful careers and families, and they're raising. And unlike some businesses that have too many heir apparents, I was tasked with finding a way for CCS to carry on after I'm no longer here. So as you get into your early 60s, you start to think about, okay, what's my next route? And you want to give your employees some direction also, because they're looking at me going, okay, you've got gray hair like everybody else. What's coming? So we have 30 employees, many of whom have been here for decades, and many younger employees who are looking to the future. And it was incumbent on me to find a path for them going forward, and I'm excited about this and the opportunity that it affords them.
Yeah. So if I summarize this, I mean, obviously a man gets up in his 60s, he wants to think about what's next for the brand, what's next, how can I keep this alive, the legacy of CCS. By the way, Diverzify is going to keep that brand name in that area. So you think about that, you think about your people, and you think about, ultimately being able to step away from the business, down the road. So those are the kind of the three priorities you ran through your head, right?
Yeah, for us, the consolidation wave is going to sweep through our industry. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Yeah. The landscape of this business in the last 20 years has changed drastically. Yeah. The GCs, the property managers, the end users, they've all consolidated. Where we once dealt with local and regional players, we're now dealing with billion-dollar corporations, and they want to deal with other large corporations. If you think of the likes of Turner Construction, Skanska, and JLL, and CBRE,
right.
Their financial insurance, bonding requirements are such that the paperwork and pre-quals alone, can bury you. And while large isn't always better, it sure helps on the administrative and financial side. And by being a standalone affiliate of Diverzify, we can be nimble enough to react to the market in our locality and still have a strong financial base. So I think it helps our employees and our customers look to the future.
Are you excited about these plans for the future?
I am. As always, some of the employees have some trepidation about change.
Right.
I mean, if you're not changing now in this world, you're going backwards. So,
right.
We have to reassure employees and our customers that change is good. Nothing stays the same, as you know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Kurt. Well, congratulations on this new arrangement with Diverzify. Again, been talking to Kurt Zanelotti, the president of Contract Carpet Systems, which is now a part of Diverzify. And you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.